He pounded on my door like he owned the building. "Move your car now." I stood there, calm, towel around my neck, pretending to search my hallway. "Can't," I said. "Lost my keys." His jaw dropped. My heartbeat slowed. And in that moment, watching the color drain from his face as he realized he was trapped for an entire long weekend, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Because after weeks of being disrespected, ignored, brushed off, this was the first time he understood exactly how it felt. This is the story of how I turned one stolen parking space into the greatest 2-day lesson a neighbor has ever learned. If you've ever been disrespected by someone who thought they could walk all over you, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and settle in, because this petty revenge story is satisfying all the way to the final second. Living alone in Seattle had its perks. Good coffee, quiet evenings, and my favorite, a secure basement parking spot. It wasn't much, but it was mine. Paid for. Assigned. Written clearly on the concrete wall. But for some reason, my neighbor, Troy, didn't care. He drove a chunky silver SUV that sounded like an airplane taking off. And whenever he felt like it, usually late evenings, he'd pull right into my spot. The first time I thought, mistake. Happens. No big deal. So I knocked on his door. He opened it shirtless, chewing something loudly. "Yeah, that's my assigned spot," I said politely. "Could you move your car?" He laughed. Actually laughed. "Relax, man. I'll move in a sec." 20 minutes later, he finally did. But then it kept happening. Every few days. Then every other day. Then almost every night. Each time the same smirk. The same, yeah, I'll move it soon. He didn't care. He didn't respect me. And it started to chip away at my patience. The Thursday before the long weekend, a holiday weekend, I came home after running errands. And once again, there it was, his SUV sitting in my spot like it paid rent. Something in my chest snapped. Not anger, not rage. Just a clean, quiet acceptance that the respectful approach would never work. So instead of squeezing into a faraway visitor spot like I always did, I parked directly behind him, blocking him incompletely. Then I locked my car, turned off the garage lights, and went upstairs with the calmest smile I'd had in months. An hour later, the pounding began. Bang, bang, bang. I opened the door. Troy stood there red-faced, breathing like a bull. "You need to move your car. I need to get out." I blinked slowly, leaned against the doorframe, and sighed dramatically. "Man, I can't." "What do you mean you can't?" "I lost my car keys. I've been searching everywhere. I called a locksmith, but since it's a holiday weekend, they said it's double, around $500. His expression shifted from furious to confused to horrified. No. I need to leave tomorrow morning." I shrugged. "Then pay the locksmith for me." "What? Why would I pay for your problem?" "Well," I said casually, "you are the one parked in my spot." Silence. For the first time ever, he didn't laugh. "I'm calling the cops," he snapped. "Okay," I said, stepping back into my apartment. "Tell them everything. I'm sure they'll love hearing why you've been illegally parking in my assigned space for weeks." He opened his mouth, closed it, opened it again. Nothing came out. He stormed away, muttering. I closed the door gently, the way you close a chapter you're finally done reading. The next morning, I heard him come down to garage, then come back up, then go down again. I listened from my couch with a cup of coffee, savoring the silence that followed each defeated footstep. He could have gone anywhere that weekend, if he hadn't trapped himself first. 2 days later, Monday evening, I knocked on his door. He opened it cautiously. "Hey," I said cheerfully. "Good news. I found my keys." He stared at me like he'd witnessed a miracle and a crime at the same time. I jingled them lightly. Crazy, right? They were in a jacket pocket the whole time. He didn't speak. He didn't blink. He just turned pale and quietly walked past me to go free his car. He didn't say a word. He didn't have to. His humiliation said everything. And from that day onward, he never, not once, parked in my spot again. Justice served. Peace restored. Lesson delivered. Watching him drive his SUV out of that basement, stiff, embarrassed, defeated, felt better than any confrontation ever could. He understood now. Respect wasn't optional. The moment he rolled past me, eyes refusing to meet mine, I felt the tension leave my body. Like I had finally taken my space, literally and emotionally, back. He avoided me for weeks. He parked perfectly in his own space every single day. One weekend of minor inconvenience for him was years of peace for me. Some people don't learn from conversations. They learn from consequences. And sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes it's just a calm shrug, a missing key, and 48 hours of karma doing the work for you. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I just showed him exactly how it feels to be ignored. And he never ignored me again. If this story gave you even a tiny spark of satisfaction, hit that like button. It tells YouTube you want more real-life revenge stories. Tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest revenge you've ever want to pull off? And of course, subscribe for more stories where justice shows up exactly when it's needed.